Alrighty, so in this video, we're going to go over a few tricks and formulas on Excel that I personally used when creating my data viz garden, which may or may not apply to your data, but I'll give you a link at the end to a super helpful Excel website that you can check out to find out even more formulas that you probably can use. Cool. The first thing that I wanted to show you guys was the text to columns feature. This was a feature that I used a lot, and where it is just here. So if you go to the data tab, and it's just there in text to columns. So what text to columns does is basically split one column into two or three or multiple, really, that depending on what you want. So as you can see here, I've put in again those mock timestamps, and let's try separating, for example, the month from the year. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that column and select text to columns. And we're going to go with this option, the delimiter. You can see like a preview of your selected data or your selected column. And what a delimiter is basically you choose a character that will slice your column into multiple ones. And so in this instance, we can see that like the month and the year and the date is separated by the /. So I'm going to select / here. And there you go. And if I hit next, and so it's going to split our column into 3 different columns that it will then import into the spreadsheet. One thing that I want to do is I probably can leave out this date column because they're all saying 1 anyway. So I can just select that where it goes black and I go do not import or column or skip column. And then for these two, just to make sure that they come in as these numbers and not as like some weird month, time, date format, I usually just select text for each one. And so if I just hit finish, and there we go. And oh, what? Okay, so now you have the numbers, so the month in numbers and the year. So I used this a lot back then because I was working with text messages, and with text messages you have timestamps going from like, you know, date, month, year, and then like hour, minute, second. And so I used text to columns a lot and kind of splitting those apart and making sure that I get what I need. So the second thing that I wanted to show you guys was find and replace. That's pretty simple. So if you go back to home, you go here where it says find and select, and you can use it either to, you know, find a certain word, or you can use it to in bulk replace one specific word to another. For example, you want your data to say violet instead of purple. I would just select that entire column, tell it to find purple, and replace it with violet. And usually I just hit find next to make sure that I've got the right thing. You can see that it's finding it, and I would just say replace all, and it would say all finished. So that might be particularly handy if you have data that mixes, for example, there's a mixture of languages or nuances that you want to change to make it easier, or maybe you want to, you know, like abbreviate a few things, just turn them into acronyms or something like that, to make it easier for you to process later on, things like that.